So assignment number 25 was pages 15 and 16, and we did that first one in class. So we have an example like we did in class yesterday, where it looks somewhat like a parallelogram with two triangles formed by the diagonal. When you try to map BVC onto CDB, you're going to rotate it, but the key is rotate it around what, or about what. And that center is the midpoint of BC. So you're going to rotate BVC about the midpoint of BC such that point V maps on to D. The next one, this is a reflection. So we're going to reflect triangle ABD over segment BD such that A maps on to C. The next one, this is another rotation. It's going to pivot around A like that. We are going to rotate triangle ABC about point A such that, and you can say C maps onto D, or you could say B maps onto E. Either one would be fine. And this one, I gave you the sneak preview of this picture yesterday in class. You are reflecting it because we know we have to get point A onto point B. And the only way to do that is to reflect. So we are going to reflect triangle AED over the, and it's this thing right here, which you decided yesterday was called the perpendicular bisector of AB, or you could say the perpendicular bisector of DC. Either one would work, because if you did the construction down here, you also have the perpendicular bisector be the same, which is a line of reflection, such that either A maps onto B, or you could say D maps onto C. But the key there is you reflect over the perpendicular bisector of any 2 points that map onto one another. Same thing here, except they just overlap a little bit. The picture looks somewhat busy, but this pink thing there is the perpendicular bisector of both BE and CD. So you see that blue triangle in there. We are reflecting triangle ACE over the perpendicular bisector of either CD or BE, such that C maps onto D, or you could say such that B maps onto E. Now going back through these again, one of the directions was to list all the congruent corresponding parts. So if you go back to number 2, I have the corresponding parts listed. You can pause the video and jot those down. Number 3, the third one on the front, corresponding parts matched up and listed as congruent. 3 angles, 3 sides. Pause the video if you need to. And on the back, same thing with the first one. 3 angles congruent, 3 sides congruent. The next one, 3 angles congruent, 3 sides congruent. And the final one, 3 angles congruent, 3 sides congruent.